Shalom, shalom. Shalom, Miss Paka. Shalom, family. Man, just leaving the gym. Mind, body, and soul. You know, I just quick message off topic, but I just want to encourage those that may need a little encouragement or inspiration. Man, get back in the gym. Exercise. You ain't even got to go to the gym. You can start in your home, start running laps in the block, around your block, neighborhood. Eat healthy, and most importantly, read scripture. Mind, body, and soul. We in definitely a trying time, and but it says 2/3 of the earth would be cut off, so only a remnant gonna survive. But yeah, so I wanted to talk about the recent video that Thoughts Camera Action did. I don't know, you might have heard of the channel TCA, but it's called Thoughts Camera Action. If you haven't heard of him, he's been around a while. I've gleaned a lot from his channel, and I learned a lot. Brother was very inspirational in his teachings, very in depth on some of his teachings. Some of them go a little. Sometimes they could, go a little off the deep end, I would like to say. The brother's from the UK, if I'm not mistaken, from United Kingdom. Recently did a video, most recently, let me say, that I know his channel got taken down for a while. And since his channel has been back up, he's been making these videos, quote unquote, exposing individuals. So he got a lot of different videos exposing, quote unquote exposing, because, just because someone says something, that don't mean they're exposing you, because you can't expose someone when you're speaking falsely or incorrectly about them. So he's been doing these videos, and most recent video he did, or one of the recent videos he's done, he quote unquote is exposing the Watchman and his wife, Deborah, I believe. Hopefully I'm not pronouncing her name wrong. But two individuals are also, coming into the truth, watch a lot of their teachings and messages concerning us as a people in the kingdom of Yah. Very inspirational. I learned a lot from them. He also spoke on brother Eshon Burgundy. He took clips of certain individual videos, and they're doing certain hand gestures which are, I guess, associated with the occult, Freemason, Illuminati, Skull and Bone. I don't really know, but it's advised like the 3-6 different signs, hand symbols that are, I guess, associated with the occult. So I in some of the videos, you can see some of these hand gestures done. And me personally, I watched his video, him saying that, and it was quite interesting. But overall, you will make an assumption, based on hand gestures, because there's only so many hand gestures you can do with your hands. And if you're not aware of the occult hand signs, then you can find yourself doing them without knowing that you're actually doing them, right? So I want to say to Thoughts Camera Action, if any of you watch this video and you know him, or you can share this video with him, because and I'm speaking in the spirit. I'm not going to speak according to the flesh of things. I'm going to speak to him as a brother, as a man, and as one who is endowed with the Ruach HaKodesh, or Yahushua HaMashiach, right? Is that you can never, what it looks like in the spirit, this is what it looks like, Thoughts Camera Action, is that for some reason, for you to get your channel back, it appears that you had to make an agreement with the YouTube people, as Minister Yashayahu will say, Mr. YouTube man, Mr. YouTube man. So it appears to me that you have made some pact, or you may had, for you to get your channel back, is that they made a proposition to you that you had to sow discord amongst the brethren. Because since you've been back, all your videos, it ain't really been teaching. You know, you've been quote unquote exposing or pointing out what people are doing with their hands in their videos, but you're not really teaching or edifying the body. And I just sit back and I watch and said, man, is he now was so eager to get his YouTube channel back that he agreed to the terms and conditions in which he got his YouTube channel back. And what you're doing, brother, you are really sowing discord amongst the brethren, because you have a lot of people that, you know, have been edified, you know, and encouraged by, you know, Watchman, and his wife. You have a lot of brothers and sisters that came out of the hip hop world and they listen to Eshon Burgundy. He gives them an alternative to not listen to the garbage the real children of Hasatan is putting out there. You know, who else? It was a couple other people he be having in these videos. Some of them, you know, I might agree that they are a part of the cult, and it's other receipts other than just a video with hand signs. You know, other receipts, like first, you know, it says out of the heart the mouth speaks. So you got to go back and listen to what Watchman is speaking, what Eshon Burgundy is speaking, and other individuals. What are they talking about? Like, if they're talking about, you know, Yahusha is not the son of Alua, or if, you know, Yahusha didn't come in the flesh, you know, if they're speaking things against the truth of the word, yeah, then you expose them. You know, if they're throwing up these signs and then you see them in pictures with, you know, witches and warlocks and, you know, different things of that nature, then you can question. You have the authority to question, and no one is above reproach. Even you, THC, you're not above reproach. So, you know, like Yahusha said, you know, he without sin cast the first stones. Like, I'm continuing cleaning out my closet, and the Father has given me great authority, but I don't use that authority to cast stones at the brotherhood. I don't use my authority or my gifts, you know, or my grace to throw insults when it's not soundproof. Everything in Scripture, it says, must be established on 2 or 3 more witnesses. So other than these hand signs, brother, you should be wise enough to know you must have other witnesses, and then you speak pompous. You speak pridefully regarding, you know, your confirmations that you believe you're getting, and you know, and not to say the things you're pointing out might not have some truth to it. I don't know. I'm not with these individuals day to day. I don't know what they're talking, who they're talking to, or who they're affiliated with it outside of what they, you know, speak on the videos, right? But the way you went about it, the way you're going about it is totally wrong. Especially, I watched the rebuttal that Watchman and Deborah put forth, and they said you've been in contact with them via email or maybe telephone or, you know, whatever, FaceTime, however you communicated. But they expressed that you called them uncle and auntie and you had conversation. So if I address anyone in the body as whatever, brother, sister, uncle, auntie, other than, I'm not calling anybody father other than, you know, my biological father or the Father in heaven, right? So, and I had your contact and I'm seeing something, you might put a video up, or a woman that might gives the word, she might dress inappropriately in some photos that she shared. I will call her or him up and say, hey, brother, can I have a moment? Is it a good time to talk? Well, I seen that you were showing up these hand signs, and I know these hand signs are associated with the cult. And actually, now I think about it, I had to do that with a sister that we celebrate feast together, and she had a page and she had like the symbol of the eye and different things up, and I had to reach out to her. I didn't just go on Facebook and blast her amongst the assembly and different. I had to call and say, what does this mean? Because I interpret, when I see these things now, based on the information that's out there, I interpretate these signs and symbols to be associated with this. Does this have anything to do with that? And she said clearly no. So that is the humble Messiah way of doing things. Hey, Watchman, I see you, you know, in these videos. whole lot of different symbols, and these symbols are you affiliated or are you associated with any kind, any way with these occultist people? You know, and let them explain to you why. And then you leave it like that. There's no need to go forth and then make a video. And now follow up if they come out and now you watching videos after you talk with them and they're more conscious and they like, okay, we don't want to send the wrong symbols. And then you continue to see these signs. You might call them up another time, or at that point you might say, all right, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this out there and I'm going to let the people be the judge. Now, coming to Eshon Burgundy, right? I love his music. Don't really like listen to it like I would do like a Hezekiah or, you know, Lorvins or something. But I listen to Eshon Burgundy music. Great artist. The brother flow great. And I give a shout out to that brother. Humble heart, man. When you hear him speak, I like how, like for you to even speak against that man, from what I see in the video, I don't know him, but from out of the heart, the mouth speaks. So me, you know, anybody with the Ruach, you can listen, just like you listening to me, and you can hear the tone, and you can hear the spirit that I'm speaking of. It's like, how can you speak that about that man without other witnesses? That was a bold and strong accusation based on a couple hand gestures that he made in the videos years ago. So now I just watched Eshon Burgundy rebuttal to what Thoughts Camera Action post about him. Man, I have to say he did it really humbly and respectfully, according to the Ruach. And then he repented on live camera regarding the covenants and things that he made in the past and the Father brought to his attention. And make me have to go back and go through my things. And I know I'm dealing with the spirit of lust that I got continue to have to fight day to day, because the flesh is weak, the spirit is willing, man. This battle is, man, daily. So anybody that say they arrive, haven't arrived. So the brother made this profound message, and he made a lot of key points in his video. And then he what was most profound is that he shared messages with you, THC, reaching out to him several occasions, trying to get him on your show, and that y'all can link up and do some sort of video together. And he, said he wanted to do it, but the time or the opportunity never presented itself for him to make that happen. And then, quote unquote, what he said, you unfriended him, and then eventually he unfriended you, and then you later reached back out and whatever. But you was in direct line of communication with the brother. So now you seeing something in one of his videos or somebody else pointing something out, you're like, oh, whoa. All right, why wouldn't you reach out to him regarding that which you are perceiving? It's an easy type a few message. Hey brother, I wanted to talk to with you. Can we get on the phone or chat? Or you can do it just through the chat. I seen this video, share the photo. Like, are you associated with the cult in any way, shape, or form? Have you ever made any pledges to any secret societies? Is there anything I can do to intervene and pray for you if you're entangled with the snares of the enemy? You can edify the brother out of love and see what the circumstance, and he could say, yeah, brother, I did, I was once part of this cult, or I was once part of this group and I didn't really know. And at that time I threw up the sign, and I've been wrestling with that. Or brother, can we get together and pray about that before? So, we're 2 or 3 touch on agreement. Maybe the spirit will be more graceful and help me overcome the things that I'm dealing with. Or you can say simply is, oh no, that was just a hand gesture. I rap with my hands. I talk with my hands. I do, whatever, and give you explanation. And then at that point, you can make a righteous decision. Do you rather want to go forth and making a video regarding that? So all this exposing that you're doing, TCA, it really exposing your heart. It's really exposing that right now you're speaking of the flesh, brother. You're not walking in the Ruach whatsoever. This spirit comes upon you that you're walking in. It's like you almost clout chasing, like you looking to get your views back up, or clickbait, man. People, you put these videos up and it be clickbait. You know what I'm saying? And for you, it's enough enemies out there. You can make, why you not making videos, about what's happening in Niger or Mali? Why you not, talking to the people about the real life wars and rumors of wars and the natural disasters, the real things that are plaguing the earth right now, instead of pointing the finger. Because what you're doing, brother, is you're sowing discord amongst the assemblies of Yasharel. And right now we are fighting against so much in the spirit and on the flesh. So we're fighting so much. You know, when I mean the flesh, you got sicknesses and plagues that's going around that people are dying from day to day. You know, we have governments that's coming up with laws and regulations where China, they're rewriting the scriptures, and you know what I'm saying? It's a lot going on. You got the BRICS, you know, coming forth where the US is finna crash. And why you're not encouraging the brothers to get out of America or leave UK? You know, why you're still in the UK? You know, you spoke with Eshon Burgundy about going to Africa. Why is you and your family are still behind the camera in the UK when you got millions of followers that's following you, and you say something and they're looking down on Eshon Burgundy? Oh man, I knew it was something. Or against a Deborah Watchman, you know, Watchman and his wife, and you're speaking these things against them, and it's false accusations because you and another witness, everything. Listen to me, the body of Messiah, right? Everything must be established on 2 or 3 more witnesses, man. So when these individuals are coming with accusations, you have to denounce that. You don't give these people no attention. You denounce that and move on. And a lot of you, brother, off that move, just go thumbs down the video and stop following the brother. Like literally, just stop following or subscribing to him, so he can understand that, bro. Unless he must come for the people, make a video and just repent. Show humility. Just show, okay, the scriptures say everything must be established on 2 or 3 more witnesses. So when you're bringing a case like that, you must have 2 or 3 more, or 2 or 3 more witnesses, right? Unless it's something obvious. And I'll give an example, because as I was watching him, I had to, go through my closet. When COVID first hit, well, no, not COVID, but after COVID hit, and then they were laying out the the dosage, right? And then I'm back in Syracuse, New York, where I knew a lot of the ministers or pastors, right? Because I worked in the government, and I used to sit at the table with these individuals for community events and different things that was going on in community behind closed doors with grant money, funding, and different things of that nature. So specifically, I knew one pastor, and he was an AMI Zionist church pastor, and he put on a program for one, I believe it was on a Sabbath, where you come in and you could get they was going to be a minister, the dosage, right? And I automatically was grieved in my heart, and I knew the brother. And at that point, it was already set in stone that he was going to be opening the door, and that he was encouraging his congregation and members of the community to come and get this dosage. And I didn't reach out to him. I went straight to Facebook, and I made a video condemning that and calling that's blasphemy. That I was telling the congregation community, don't follow these pastors, because the blind is leading the blind, and all you're going to fall in a ditch. Don't allow that man to stain your soul like that, right? And the video gets some notoriety, and people comment, and then eventually I ran into him in the barbershop. This guy is about 6 feet something, and he stood like, hey, brother, why you ain't come, and you have my number, you could have reached out to me. And you know what I mean? I said at that point, brother, you was a man that I thought walked with the Spirit. You with the enemy, bro. So at that point in time, there's no need for me to reach out to you about actions that is already set in stone, and you already was open up. So now if I'm going to get your attention, I'm going to do it like this, and then you will reach out to me, and then we could communicate on that level. And then he was like, no, we're part, we're all same community. I said, no, we're not part of the same community. You are under this Christianity doctrine, and you are operating under the spirit of Hasatan. So that was a time, and I reflect on that, and I say, oh, maybe I could have reached out to the brother and with a message before I went live and said, yo, brother, can we talk? Let us meet before you go forward with that. And then maybe I could have got through him like that. Hindsight is 20/20, and Father, forgive me if I operated just out of my flesh. I was raged. So that could have been a fleshly reaction. I see something, and now I want to respond, thinking I'm doing it in righteousness, but maybe it was righteous, but it wasn't wise, if that makes sense. But he went on with the event, and he pledged allegiance to who he pledged allegiance to. So just back to this situation, because we're all not exempt. No one is above Yahuwah, Yahusha, the Torah, commandments. Nobody is above that. Nobody is above the law per se, right? But we walk according to the spirit of the law, which is higher than the written law. So on that note, I just want to say, let us be mindful. Let us be mindful of how we treat one another, and how we operate as a body, right? Let us not just do stuff according to our own opinion or what we think is right. Yes, let me get two orders of seasoned potatoes.
Potato wedges?
Yes, large.
Anything else?
No, that'll be it.
That's all?
Yes.
Got a second one, sir.
So yeah. So that I just wanted to drop a quick video on that, and just, man, TCA, man, you could have went to them brothers and sisters, man, and had a real conversation with them without doing that, because what you did is that's a form of you're showing discord amongst the brotherhood. You got a lot of brothers and sisters, that's being edified by these ministries, man, and for you to put forth these messages, and you're doing it as absolute, as like it's absolute truth, man, brother, you're an error. And hopefully, man, this message find you, and you repent, man, because we all make mistakes, but it's those that are willingly to admit their mistakes.
511, sir.
It is those that's not afraid to admit their mistakes. Can I get some honey mustard too, please? Can I get some honey mustard?
Yes.
It's those that's not. Yo, is it too late to put another order? I should have got 3 of them.
Another one?
Yeah. Yeah, just get me a little. The wife asked for potato wedges, man. When you, man, do I the only one go through that? When you tell them you going somewhere and they know it's a food place, there they want. They tell you, oh, stop and get some wedges. Love these Wendy's wedges, man. I hope these potatoes don't come from Bill Gates' farm. Like, I had to stop eating McDonald's fries once I found out all the potatoes come from Bill Gates' farm, right? So yeah, man, back to eating healthy, right? But they're potatoes, hopefully. That's why we got to leave Babylon. That's really the real mission. I did this video just, because I just watched Eshon Burgundy, and I got a love for the brotherhood. And thank you. I just feel like we just need adults in the room sometimes, man. When I mean adults, those that are maturing in spirit, and I know the Father has raised me up, and I'm spiritually mature in many ways, so I can bring a light to circumstances and situations where one could be like, oh, okay, we're sound in reasoning, where there's not no hidden agendas, man. Like, I'm not, here for clickbait. I'm not here for views. And that's why I don't really upload or really do videos like that, because I know what that what that can entail, is that we live in an artificial world or virtual reality where people can hide behind screens and point fingers at everybody else, and nobody can see what they're doing in the dark. So can't no one call out their faults. That's why we got to be mindful that we're just not sitting behind the screen and we're just pointing at everybody else's faults and saying everybody else evil, and your house is all cleaned up, like you got all the sins, like your living room is spotless, bruh. Like, and I know that's not a fact, because if that's the case, then you know what I'm saying, you be the one delivering us out of bondage. You know what I'm saying? You the one to be restoring the kingdom of Yashriel on this earth. You know what I'm saying? If you were the spotless one. And that's why we honor the Messiah the way we do, because we know he's the Lamb without blemish. That's why we put him before ourselves, and that's why we, worship him, and that's why we glorify him, and we understand that he is the one. We not the one. He is the one, and through him we are the ones. We are connected to the one, so we are one and within him. But TCA, man, I'm very, and I'm not disappointing, because you're a man, but I just want you to know that what the Spirit says is that for you to get your channel back, it seems like there's some sort of agreement between you and Mr. YouTube man that you gonna come and make videos to sow discord, because a little yeast will leaven a whole lump. So what you starting to do, and there's no telling who you gonna point out next. It's one thing you talking about Billy Carson and 19 Keys and these individuals. Yeah, okay, because they speak of the Anunnaki or self-help, or the mind over everything. They not speaking according to the testimony of Yahusha. So okay, you could talk about those individuals that make you happy. You know what I'm saying? And these individuals are clearly, steering away individuals from the spirit and the truth, and have you thinking you can elevate, or the Anunnaki is the one, and the serpent was the one that opened the minds of Adam and Eve and freed us from the most. Okay, go expose that doctrine. You know what I'm saying? That falsehood. Yeah, all glory. Go ahead and put those videos up. But when you talk about the brother, you can't treat the brotherhood like you do the outsiders. And you can't treat the outsiders like you treat the brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to make a video about a Billy Carson. He's subscribing to a whole nother doctrine. Like, I'm not. If I seen him in person, we was having a conversation, and everybody's entitled to serve their own Elohim. One thing that the Hebrew is, we didn't go out making converts. You know what I'm saying? We didn't go out converting individuals to become a Hebrew Israelite. No, Hebrew Israelite, the kingdom of Elohim is within. So I don't gotta go out and convert. He said, go forth and make disciples of all nations. But for a disciple to be a disciple, he first has to be a student. Most of these people out there are considered teachers. They are the healed ones. So I'm not going to those that already think they're healed and they got all the sense. I'm going to those that know they're sick, dying, deaf, dumb, and lame, and they need salvation. They need a Yahusha. So they need to hear the message. You know what I mean? So sometimes you can't cast your pearls to swine, brother. And, shout outs to Eshon Burgundy. I appreciate the humbleness and you coming forth to people and you putting your heart on the line, man, because, you make yourself vulnerable. Anytime you put yourself on these screens, you become vulnerable. And, I definitely admire the humility that I see in you. And, Watchman, same with you and your wife. I appreciate the humility. And I just pray that, Watchman and Deborah, if I'm saying your name right, ma'am, forgive me. If I'm not, that you guys are walking in spirit and truth, and that you're not affiliated with any of those, organizations. I know Deborah said her father was a Freemason or something, that when she found out that, and, so any any generational curses that can be passed down from father to daughter or father to son. You know, I pray for that, and that Father, the Most High Yahuwah, relieve you of anything that may be a burden to you in the spirit. You know, I pray for you, and that you and your husband come together and y'all pray and denounce anything. And I believe you, if you follow the Ruach, you don't need me to tell you. The Ruach speaks to your heart and it prompt you to do what needs to be done to fight the spiritual battle, because we don't wrestle with flesh and blood, but spiritual principalities in high places. And we know that. So I just thank you, brothers and sisters, for just being a light to the kingdom. And hopefully y'all can speak with TCA, and that y'all can reconcile y'all differences, whatever it might be, some personal animosity. If you got a grudge against a brother or sister, and the reason probably why this touched me so much, because I had a brother, do me like that. I did some things that he disagreed with, and instead of coming forth and being straight up, saying what it was that I may have said or done that offended him, he put it on like, well, if I got the spirit, I should know. That he didn't have to tell me that I know. And if I'm like, man, it could be a prevalent thing. I don't know. You got me looking back at everything and saying, damn, was this wrong or that wrong?